Tony Greengrass. He's a filmmaker behind a film competition called Dead End.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thanks very
Welcome.
much indeed.
So Tony, it's always the same only question. If you could give us an idea what the film's about, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah. It was really inspired by my good friend, the very multi-talented Scottish actor, writer, director, editor. Goodness me, his talents do go on forever. He was working in Hong Kong with Andy Lau and Donnie Yen on a film called Chasing the Dragon.
Chasing the Dragon, that seems very familiar.
It's a big box office.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen that.
Certainly in China, also in the US. It's just opened in the US. But he basically found he had some spare time. He went out around the streets of Hong Kong with a camera and realized its filmic qualities, its vibrancy, the life, the pace, and it inspired him really to make a movie. So working with one of the other actors in the film, who's a German actor called Julian Gaitner, who actually lives in Hong Kong. Carter Ferguson, Glasgow-based director, flew out to join Brian in Hong Kong, and together they made a movie.
So how are you involved in this?
They're both good friends of mine. I have no involvement whatsoever with the movie until it came into post.
Right. So you've never been involved with movie making before?
Oh yes, I am a filmmaker.
Right, okay, sorry.
I'm a filmmaker by trade and I'm an actor, but it's just that I was brought onto the project.
Late in the day, yeah?
Late in the day, and as an associate producer, it's now my job to support the movie through the festival's program, whilst Brian, for example, at the moment is today auditioning in LA. Carter is working on River City up in Glasgow, so I'm slightly freer than they are to support the film.
Happy days.
Yes, indeed.
And so, what is the film about?
The film is about a hitman who is sent back to Hong Kong, where a year earlier he had a very bad time. And he has to overcome his reluctance to go back to Hong Kong.
Yeah, for all sorts of reasons, doesn't it?
He is due to meet up there with an up-and-coming young gun, really at the bottom of the contract
hitman trade,
the ladder, and together their whole lives start to unravel, and there is a big climax to the movie, which basically, I suppose, examines that there is still humanity in people who are actually paid
to kill other people.
There is a lovely line. In fact, it's an abbreviation of a line in the movie that everybody knows somebody who deserves to die.
Think of a few.
Yes.
I'm sure you can if you would.
Don't we all? Yes.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah. And it's quite odd in terms of the associate producers coming in quite late. So how did that happen? Because I assumed it was all wrapped and done, and they went, "Oh, hello, Tony. We've got this film."
Well, it wasn't wrapped and done as such. It was all shot.
Oh, right. Okay.
But there was an enormous amount of ADR. The whole movie was ADR. Because the quality of sound just hadn't been good enough from the actual original shoot.
It was quite unusual because they've been, if you don't understand, they've been around the block quite a bit, haven't they? But it happens, of course.
Oh yes, yes. Well, I say the quality of it's just basically they were shooting in totally public spaces.
Oh, it's just ambient sound, yeah.
So really, to get a good clean sound, we really needed to go back into the dubbing studio and do that. And sort of liaising, certainly. I mean, we actually at one stage, working for a dubbing studio in Glasgow, linked up with a dubbing studio in Hong Kong where our Chinese actors...
What, in real time?
Yes.
Oh, I suppose, yes, of course, because of course it has to be. You have to do it
Indeed.
together as an ensemble cast.
So
that must be difficult to set
We had
up.
director in Glasgow and we had the actors in Hong Kong.
So how does that work with time delay? I mean, you're only going to get an in for testimony, but even so, was there any kind of delay when you're...
No, not really. Not noticeably.
Right.
It came together, certainly.
Right, okay. So anyway, yeah, so this was all going on. Then at what point did you then get the call?
So, well, I got a call when it came back into production in Glasgow. So, I mean, I was basically brought on board when they went into the dubbing studio.
Hello, Tony, are you available?
So I was present. Well, I mean, we'd been talking throughout the making of the film.
Yeah.
And it had been, look, there may be a job we want you to do on it when we come back to the UK. So
in the post side of it.
Yeah. So that was always there. And yes, you know, I cursed the man for not having sort of written into the thing a white bearded old man to play an even older hitman.
That would have been quite cool, wouldn't it?
Going to Hong Kong, but that doesn't always happen.
That would have been cool.
It would have been lovely, yes.
And of course you would have gone.
Of course,
you would have hot-footed.
Yes, why not?
Oh God, yeah. Life is for living, isn't it?
But I think one of the things that comes through the movie is that amazing vibrancy of life in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I've never been to Hong Kong, so I don't know. I imagine it looks incredible.
I was first there a very long time ago. Yeah. in the late 1960s, I was there.
Blimey, so.
And a very different place then. But
of course, with British colonialism and everything.
Oh, well, the end of it, yes, thank God. But at the same time, I mean, still wonderful, wonderful atmosphere. I went native when I went out there.
You was what, sorry?
I went native when I went to
Oh,
Hong
did
Kong.
you? Oh, I think we better gloss over this somewhere.
Probably so.
But it was a wonderful place, yeah?
Yes, and still is.
Yeah.
And as I say, I think that comes through the movie strongly.
Is there, could you compare it to a film that I would know to give me an idea of the kind of vibe? I don't know, something like,
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Yeah, because I guess, although I've seen films that have been shot in Hong Kong, I don't know if they'd necessarily, you would know them,
Yeah,
and then if they relate to them.
Not really. I mean, one of the outstanding things about this film, I think, is the editing.
Right.
It is very, very tightly edited, very, very fast intercutting.
Fast cuts, yeah.
Some distortion shots, few effects brought in.
Yeah.
So it is a very fast-paced story. I mean, if you link it to something like the Bourne films,
very fast edits and that, yeah.
Yeah, but they've got a much slower build.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're a feature. This is a short, and you have to tell your story within 20 minutes.
And I think wasn't Paul Greengrass the director of those? Or certainly two of them he was. Yes, he was. Yes. But as we said, no relation yours.
No relation.
Sadly,
very sad. Really.
Yeah, I think he was. He started quite. Well, he done that. We're going off piece to that 90 flight of the one that the plane crash. 95 flight 95. I think that was his one as well. I don't know how he started, but he's quite famous for that as well.
I tend not to have followed his career.
Yeah, no, he's a British director, of course. But he's done very, very well.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you sort of alluded to be acting, but give me an idea of your career path.
Oh, my career path. career path, I suppose, started with 8 years in the Royal Navy.
Oh, right, okay.
And I ran away from sea to join the theatre.
Well, my father and brother in the Royal Navy.
Right.
So, but, obviously a long time ago.
So, but
You ran away from sea?
Yes.
Because that's unusual, normally the other way round, isn't
Well, yeah.
it? Although, had you done your time, or you come to the end of it anyway?
No, I quit. I jumped ship, as it were.
You like A1?
No. I deliberately,
Oh, right, okay.
Officially.
So it's all done officially, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yes. But I got out, mainly because I
What was it for you?
I saw theatre and television and film as being the media where I wanted to be. So I did a drama degree at Manchester. I became a stage actor. I moved from that into stage management and really sort of followed there a path which always had links to drama, but was not necessarily in theatres. And I suppose 8 years ago, I'd by this time moved back into producing mainly educational movies, or movies to be shown in visitor attractions, sort of history interpretation. And I was working with Brian Larkin at that stage.
Right.
He was editing for me, and he one day said to me, "Have you ever done any acting?" And when I'd picked myself off the floor and stopped laughing, I said yes, and that ended up with an introduction which got me a part in a feature film, and so I've been basically pursuing that acting career in parallel with a career now as a corporate filmmaker.
So has your, because I know it's hard to get work, or particularly for acting, have you had you would say, a successful career? How would you define it?
Decidedly unsuccessful, I would say. No, I've had my successes. I've had little peaks, which I can always sort of say that was worth so much. I was filming in the Arctic Circle up in Lapland just 2 years ago now. Night shoots. Minus 27 degrees.
Oh no.
Perfect clear sky. Full moon.
The aurora, did you see the aurora?
We didn't get that was added in post.
No.
Yeah.
So you went there to capture it, and as part of the scene, it didn't work.
Yeah.
With clear skies, you didn't get the aurora.
No.
Well,
The night before we shot.
Perfect.
That's the one they shot and they added back in. So,
oh God.
Wonderful you can do in post though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've seen some things, you just can't tell.
Yeah.
So what's next for you right now? What exactly are you working on now?
Well, personally, my next task I got before the end of the first week in March, I will have polished off 2 short films in major roles. So that's the acting side of things. I'm currently doing a couple of training movies.
Yeah.
On the production side of things, and I hope to be involved as Dead End moves on to being a feature film.
That would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
The script exists.
So you may have a part in that.
I might have a part in it, yes. Certainly a role to play one side of the camera or other.
Very good. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Wonderful.
That's great. Thank you.
That was great to talk to you. Very well done.